You think you know business scandals. The 5 most infamous fake companies, they sold nothing and got rich. What if a $9 billion corporation, celebrated by the media and backed by the world's sharpest investors, had no real product? Or imagine a revolutionary crypto giant vanished with $4 billion of its investors' money. These weren't just spectacular business failures, they were elaborate lies, meticulously crafted by masterminds of deception. They built empires on a foundation of pure fiction, and in the process, managed to fool the entire world. Every visionary founder sells a dream, a story of a better future. But some turn that dream into a global nightmare, leaving a devastating trail of financial ruin and shattered trust. Today, we expose the 5 most audacious companies that were complete fabrications from day one, built to do nothing but make their founders rich. At number 5 is uBiome, a company that promised to unlock the secrets hidden inside your gut. Launched in 2012, uBiome offered a personalized analysis of your gut microbiome from a simple at-home kit. The narrative was so compelling that venture capitalists poured in over $100 million, rocketing uBiome's valuation to $600 million. But the consumer product was just a front. The real scheme was to bill insurance providers thousands of dollars for its tests by pushing them as clinical procedures. Founders Jessica Richman and Zachary Apt allegedly masterminded a scheme to dupe doctors into ordering unnecessary tests and even directed employees to provide insurers with backdated and misleading medical records. The house of cards collapsed in April 2019 when the FBI raided uBiome's office. The company swiftly filed for bankruptcy, its valuation evaporating. In March 2021, the founders were indicted on fraud and money laundering charges, but they would never face court. The married couple fled to Germany and are now international fugitives, unlikely to be extradited as Apt holds German citizenship. Number 4 takes us to the remote jungles of Indonesia for a multi-billion-dollar lie that shook the mining world. In the mid-1990s, the Canadian company Bre-X Minerals announced it had discovered the single largest gold deposit in history. The claim, a colossal 200 million ounces of gold, worth tens of billions of dollars. The news triggered a frenzied modern-day gold rush. Bre-X's stock soared from mere pennies to over $280 a share, giving the company a market capitalization over $6 billion. Everyday investors poured their life savings into the company, dreaming of life-changing wealth. The deception was shockingly simple. Core samples were salted. Gold dust, often from jewelry, was deliberately added to rock samples to create the illusion of a massive discovery. The end began in 1997, when a partner firm drilled its own test holes and found nothing. As the truth leaked out, Michael de Guzman, the project's geologist, fell to his death from a helicopter. While officially a suicide, many suspect foul play, especially after the body recovered from the jungle was missing its hands and feet. These stories are a brutal reminder that hype and reality are very different, and the desire to believe can be a dangerous drug. If you find these stories of corporate catastrophe mesmerizing, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into deception. We've still got 3 more unbelievable tales of fraud and fantasy to go. Our number 3 spot is for a company that didn't just fool investors, it fooled an entire country, becoming a symbol of national pride before its ultimate shame. Wirecard was Germany's fintech darling, earning a coveted spot on the DAX stock index. At its peak, Wirecard was valued at 24 billion euros, more than Germany's largest bank, Deutsche Bank. They promised a seamless global payments network, but delivered an opaque black box of confusing transactions. For years, Financial Times journalist Dan McCrum raised red flags about the company's sketchy accounting, but was largely ignored. Wirecard retaliated by accusing him of market manipulation, and German regulators even opened an investigation into the journalists. Meanwhile, auditing firm Ernst & Young repeatedly gave Wirecard a clean bill of health. The colossal fraud revolved around 1.9 billion euros of phantom cash, supposedly held in escrow accounts in the Philippines. The problem? The cash was a fabrication invented to inflate the company's books. The implosion came in June 2020, when auditors at EY admitted they couldn't find proof the money was real. Wirecard confessed the 1.9 billion euros likely never existed. The stock nosedived by over 99%, and Wirecard filed for insolvency. CEO Marcus Braun was arrested, while COO John Marszalek vanished and remains one of the world's most wanted fugitives, now believed to be living in Moscow under the protection of Russian intelligence services. At number 2 is one of the biggest pyramid schemes in modern history. Meet OneCoin and its charismatic founder, Dr. Ruja Ignatova, the self-proclaimed Cryptoqueen. In 2014, Ignatova pitched her cryptocurrency as the Bitcoin killer, a more accessible and profitable successor. The pitch was simple: get in on the ground floor and get rich. OneCoin wasn't sold on public exchanges, but pushed through a massive multi-level marketing network. Members earned commissions for recruiting new people to buy educational packages on crypto trading, which often contained plagiarized material. Ignatova cultivated a powerful cult of personality, holding lavish events for thousands of fans who truly believed they were part of a financial revolution. But the whole enterprise was a lie. There was no real cryptocurrency or blockchain technology. The value of a OneCoin was just a number on a website, manually inflated to show a constant, steady rise, designed to lure in ever more victims. The scheme ultimately defrauded people in over 100 countries out of an estimated $4 billion. The empire cracked in 2017 as regulators closed in. On October 25, 2017, Ruja Ignatova boarded a flight to Greece and completely disappeared. In 2022, the FBI placed Ignatova on its 10 most wanted list, and the U.S. State Department now offers a reward of up to $5 million for her arrest. And that brings us to our number 1, the ultimate Silicon Valley cautionary tale of ambition warped into a world-changing deception: Theranos. Founded in 2003 by 19-year-old Stanford dropout Elizabeth Holmes, Theranos promised a total healthcare revolution. Holmes, famous for her black turtlenecks, pitched a miracle device called the Edison. This small box could supposedly run hundreds of complex blood tests, from cholesterol checks to cancer screenings, all from a single pinprick of blood. The vision attracted a breathtakingly elite circle of investors and board members, including former Secretaries of State George Shultz and Henry Kissinger. Theranos raised over $700 million and reached a $9 billion valuation, making Holmes, on paper, the youngest self-made female billionaire. The only problem? It was all a lie. The Edison machines never actually worked. To hide this catastrophic failure, Theranos secretly ran patient samples on commercially available machines. They often had to dilute the tiny fingerstick samples, which produced wildly inaccurate and dangerous medical results, such as faulty blood clotting tests for patients on blood thinners, which could lead to strokes or fatal bleeding. The scheme began to unravel in 2015, thanks to bombshell articles in the Wall Street Journal by reporter John Carreyrou, who was tipped off by courageous whistleblowers. The company collapsed in 2018. In 2022, Elizabeth Holmes was sentenced to over 11 years in prison for fraud. Her former partner, Sunny Balwani, received a sentence of nearly 13 years. Her conviction was upheld by a federal appeals court, and she remains behind bars as she exhausts her final options. Phantom cash, fake gold, and blood tests that didn't work at all. These weren't simple business failures. They were grand fabrications built on mountains of lies. These stories reveal how a great narrative, combined with the intense fear of missing out, can blind even the smartest and most powerful investors to the truth. It's a timeless and crucial reminder that in the world of high-stakes finance, if something seems too good to be true, it almost certainly is. Which of these audacious scandals shocked you the most? Was it the sheer scale of the fraud or the brazen simplicity of the lie? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you want more deep dives into the darkest scams, fake companies, and financial tricks people still fall for today, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next breakdown. Thanks for watching.